This is number 13 of the homework assignment, and it's problem 3.1.6, and it is also asking us to calculate mean, median, and mode for this data set. Data set includes the Dow index for certain months from January of 2016 to December of 2017. So I've already selected this tool here to open up the data set in Excel, so that's over here to the right. And what I can do is just get started with calculating the first question, which is the mean, part A. And here again, I can just use the average function. And being that I have done a few of these already, as you kind of get the hang of it, you don't necessarily need to use the insert function tool. Certainly can if that's easier for you certainly as you're learning. But just as easier, becomes even a little bit quicker to just go ahead and type in the function here with start with the equal sign, as we do for any formula. And to find the mean, we're really finding the average of the data set. So I will select the range, include that in the parentheses, and hit enter, and there is my mean or average. Now notice here that when I type this in, what's displaying in Excel is the figure to 2 decimal places. So what I can do is select the cell and insert or increase the number of decimal points with this quick key here. And I've got 0.257 as my 3 decimal place position. Select that and check it. We're good there. And then to calculate the median, we can use the median function in Excel and insert the data range within the parentheses. And there's my median. And this also is going to want it in 3 decimal places. It doesn't really specifically say it in the problem, but for consistency, the question does want it to be in 3 decimal places. So the median here is going to be the 19,810.285. Okay. And I notice here before we go further with the mode that the median is, of course, essentially the middle data point. And being that we have an even number of observations here in the sample, there really isn't one middle point here that's obvious to just looking at the numbers by visual inspection. So how this is calculated is we take the middle 2 observations, so observation 11 and 12, and those figures are averaged. So you notice that our median, which is the 19,810.285, is not an actual observation, because it is the average of the 2 middle observations, since we have an even number of total observations. So if I were to simply do an average of those 2, observation 11 and 12, that's going to give me my resulting median, the 19,810.285. Okay, and if we go look at the mode here, so the mode is essentially the observation that appears most frequently. Since these are all unique observations, there isn't one that appears more than once. So in this particular case, there really is no mode, and we can verify that in Excel just by using the mode function. So equals mode, parentheses, and put our range of cells in there again, and you'll see the answer is NA, so not applicable. And then finally for part D, it's asking about the distribution of the sample, and some questions will essentially allow you to choose symmetrical if the median and mean figures are close enough. And this particular question is kind of forcing us to choose, being that the mean and the median are not exact. It's not going to allow us to say that they are symmetrical. In this case, we technically have a mean that is greater than the median. So we would say here, because the median is less than the mean, in this case, we have to say that is technically right skewed.